If you're anything like I was when I first started, you're always looking for that secret answer. The best training split, the secret supplement, the one exercise that will get me more growth. But over the years, I've learned that there are only a few things that really matter if you just want to have a good physique and aren't looking to be the next Mr. Olympia. And if you're new to this channel, I aim to cut through the influencer waffle that leaves you confused and continuously scrolling for the answer that seemingly you can never find. First of all, we have to manage expectations. The reality is you aren't going to look like your favourite influencer in 6 months, 2 years, maybe even 5 years from now. And coming to terms with that is going to be what keeps you from giving up. These guys are often on a ton of gear, have superb genetics, or have just simply been training for a lot longer than you. And once you can come to terms with this, the next thing you need to understand is that nothing else matters if you aren't consistent. And I don't just mean going to the gym 3 times a week, but making sure your diet is clean, that you have healthy habits, and you aren't resetting your progress every week by going on a big night out at any opportunity possible. And consistency doesn't have to mean you have a crazy morning routine, 6 gym sessions a week, and 6 bodybuilder meals a day. It just means that you make the right decisions 80% of the time. Fitness should be an additive to your life, not a burden. So when thinking about your training, choose a simple full body or upper-lower setup and do it for months and months. Progressive overload is the only thing that is important, so we have to make sure we are progressing our strength session to session. Whether you have a good pump or not doesn't really matter, just focus on getting strong. And the key to making sure this happens is to track your numbers. Use an app like Rep Count or a notebook and pen and make sure you are tracking your lifts and referring to these every time you go into the gym so you know what you have to beat. Next, you have to understand that a crazy dirty bulk isn't necessarily the answer. Unfortunately, muscle growth is incredibly slow and doesn't require thousands of calories for the necessary adaptations to take place. A 100 to 200 calorie surplus is more than enough, and this makes it easier to make good, cleaner food choices rather than cramming down cookies, fast food and mass gainers to reach calorie targets. And that takes us on to a very important point. Health is the most important thing you can focus on when growing muscle. Yes, calories in versus calories out is a real thing, but the weight you gain, whether that be fat or muscle tissue, relies heavily on whether your body is fueled correctly to optimize itself for muscle building. The truth is, if you aren't making sure you get sufficient micronutrition in your diet, that you're hydrated and that you're sleeping sufficiently, no amount of calories will counteract the worsened state that you've put your body in. And whilst we're talking about diet, you need to move away from the idea that more protein is good and more fats are bad. The reality is 0.8 grams per pound of body weight has been proven to be more than enough for optimal hypertrophy outcomes in terms of protein intake, and that a moderate consumption of fats is crucial for testosterone, recovery, and also the feeling of satiation. Finally, don't get tempted to choose the easy path of steroids straight away. It's become worryingly common for 18-year-olds to train for 6 months and then conclude that they can't grow any muscle without them. Steroids aren't magic, and if you can't even do the basics properly, adding steroids into the mix is like trying to fix a leaky pipe with a thin layer of sellotape. Eventually the sellotape will fall off or create a bigger leak down the line. So if there's one thing I want you to take away from this, it's that building a good physique isn't about secrets, hacks, or doing anything extreme. It's just about getting the basics right, doing them consistently, and having the patience to let time do its job. Train hard, track your numbers, eat like an adult, look after your health, and stop resetting your progress every few weeks. Do that for long enough, and you'll end up with a physique most people would kill for, without burning yourself out or wrecking your life in the process. And if this kind of no-nonsense approach resonates with you, stick around, as that's exactly what this channel is about. And if you'd like to learn exactly how I put this into practice, check out the link in the description for my free 8-day course that covers the exact training, nutrition and lifestyle systems I use to make progress consistently, even 8 years into my training career.